Welcome back, guys. This is Last Call. Thanks for listening.
Hi.
Did you get your necessary pee in there, Ryan?
I did. God, I had to pee so fucking bad.
Apparently you did, because you got back here. Like, I did everything as fast as I could to get this whole thing set up for the last call. And you're sitting there staring at the screen like, where is he? What's going on?
No, I was elsewhere. I didn't hear you guys come back.
Oh, no. So, I got like the tight D for a episode title. That's all.
I think we talked about grown ass man.
Yeah,
you did.
But we talked a lot about basketball and not a lot about that.
Yeah. We'll go with like the tight D.
Okay.
All right.
If we were naming last call titles, that would be probably an appropriate one. Yeah. So they announced Georgia State night at the Braves, August 31st. Who knows if that game will even happen?
So are Georgia State players going to go play on the field? Is that what that means?
No, you got way too excited about it. No,
wow.
It's just like the Georgia State alum go to the game. Typically, you get your hat and you get to watch the game.
But the hat says Braves on it, right?
Braves and Georgia State, yeah. The co-brand, stuff. But
what happened to it?
It's not a hat. It's not a hat this time.
Yeah. No thanks.
That's actually what I want to talk about. Two things. One, are we even gonna have a baseball season? But that's not that big of a deal.
Well, yeah, no, we're gonna play at the Braves night, right?
No,
still not. Nothing
changed. Still is not a thing. No,
still not a thing. It also, by the time August rolls around, the college baseball will be way over.
Do they share tickets with our school? Does that happen?
Yeah, basically, if you buy a ticket through the Georgia State link for this game, you get a thing, and a ticket to the game. You get a thing, and you get $3 goes to the GSU Foundation. So it's a little money maker for the university. For every ticket sold. So yeah, you sell
no matter how much that ticket costs.
Right. Yeah. And they have like 3 different levels of it. Anyhow.
Yikes. It's not a good deal.
The thing, well, and part of it also was just building a chance for alums to get together, or friends to get together and go. They do this for all kinds of universities. It's not just for Georgia State and Georgia Tech and all the schools. They do it Florida State, UNC. Every school has got a fan base around here, which obviously Atlanta has a ton of them. And then with the Braves being the only MLB team in the area in the middle of SEC country, there's plenty of schools that will have fans that want to come out for that co-branded hat. They actually announced it a couple of years ago, and we were not included in it. And enough fans raised hell that they did add Georgia State to it. They're like, "Oh crap,
I remember
we didn't know. We don't know you guys have fans." So, but
I thought it was more us. We didn't want to do it. At least that's what I heard.
That would be a Georgia State thing. Well, they probably didn't.
Was that Levick?
No. This has only been like this was like a year or two before COVID.
Ooh,
yeah.
So Cobb.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's Cobb or if it's alumni, because it's really through the Alumni Association.
They did it the year before COVID, and they did it last year. So 2020 was the one year they didn't do it since they started. So yeah, it's only been 3 years now, because I've got both of the hats, and they're cool hats. I like them. I wear them to my Braves games.
Yeah, I like the first hat was the best, I think.
Yeah, I get it. If you're a Braves fan, that if I were a Braves fan, I think that would be awesome.
That, and like when we went to the Georgia State baseball game, I wore that co-branded hat.
Yeah.
That's my baseball hat.
That makes
sense.
This
year it's not a hat.
It's a seat cushion.
It's a co-branded seat cushion. It's like for bleachers.
Sounds comfy.
Yeah, but Truist Park does not have bleachers, and nor does Central Park Stadium. So where am I going to use this co-branded? And not even baseball, not where we sat, but they do have bleachers, like the pickup roll away bleachers, right?
Mm-hmm. They do, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to know that, damn it.
It is kind of weird, like something we can't even use in our stadium. So like they're going to hand you something that like even if you bought the cheapest ticket in the house, you can't use.
And I've got to walk around that entire 9-inning game holding that seat cushion.
Like a pad, yeah.
Yeah. Well, no. It's actually the nice one. It's the one that you like. It locks in and then has a seat back to it. So it's a pad with a seat back to it. So you can.
Cool.
Yeah, but that's just the thing they're doing, because I saw that Florida State has the same thing. It's just going to be a burgundy with logos. I said, what a weird. I would much rather have a hat or another T-shirt or something.
It is weird you can't use it at the game even.
Or
like
your
a hat
home
you
stadium.
can put on.
Exactly. And I still, when I go to Braves games, I see people wearing their Georgia State hats, their co-branded hats. So don't see them wearing Georgia State hats. You see a co-branded hat, but I thought it was weird.
I don't think I'll be buying that ticket.
I'm not buying crap for the Braves until I find out if they're having a season.
It's still at risk, right? I mean, I read an article, or I saw a headline, I should say, that said the whole season, the start of the season is at risk.
Yeah, because I think pitchers and catchers are supposed to report in the next 2 or 3 weeks, and the Players Association has basically said that don't expect them to show up. That we're so far away from making an agreement on something. You do realize that they'd have players and catchers reporting every single season. So every single season, someone makes a "Hey-o" comment.
No, I don't know that, because I'm not a big baseball fan, and so I don't care. And it's
You're being unoriginal
even
and
if
boring.
It was made every single season, it's funny, so I'll make the joke.
Yeah, to you, but not to anybody else.
Tim laughed. I saw.
I
him.
laughed. It was
I watched
funny.
him laugh.
It's a pity laugh. I can tell. It's a pity laugh.
No, he thought it was funny. It was funny. Come on.
So they're basically just telling MLB, go fuck yourselves.
Well, that's what they got to do, right? That's what the association has to say. They've got to say, fuck off and give us more money. We're going to hold you hostage. But the last time that there was a strike, the Braves won a World Series. So maybe we can get 2 for back-to-back on World Series.
There you go.
Hey, Taylor. Taylor says his dad used to hang his old Redskins Super Bowl cushions on the wall. So maybe that's the answer to this.
David, you can hang it behind you.
Well, if they win anymore, you got to hang the Washington commies.
Oh, yeah. I was calling them the Commandos. I feel like that was a little bit less political, but still making fun of them.
Well, commies is hilarious.
Exchange your pig heads out for a lack of underwear.
Well, I was thinking more like bread lines.
Yes, I know what you're thinking. You can find more information at GramfordGeorgia.com.
Hey, thank you. I got merch up now too. You can get hats. You can get all the hats you want.
Tim, I think we need to come out with State of Atlanta merch for Ryan's campaign, but it's like stuff that we come out with that
unsanctioned.
Unsanctioned. The shit out of this.
The back of it, Ryan said, it says, "I do not endorse this message."
I don't care how fucked up this is. I embrace it. I'm in. I got high expectations, just so you guys know.
Well, you know that I'm really, really good about having ideas about something and just not following
and not doing
at
it.
all. Yeah, not one bit. So you can have all these high expectations and get nothing out of it.
Well, good thing you followed through on this podcast.
What?
Oh yeah. Yes, it's worked out very well for me.
Yeah.
So I've got 1 beer left, but I haven't really touched my 2 vodkas. So what do I move into next?
Vodkas.
Yeah, I think so. That
vodkas for sure. The bigger question is, what the fuck have you been drinking?
I drink 2 Miller Lights.
Oh, wait. So Taylor is answering the question earlier about the Washington commies, and in a Russian accent, David.
You go for it, man.
No,
it's on the screen.
Da, we pass around the vodka bottle at the tailgate for the commies. See? He's embracing it.
Yep, I like the idea.
And the worse it gets, the better the joke gets.
So, thinking about the Commanders, is that something that leaked out a long time ago, or is this like?
I want to say that. I want to say that was a name that I'd heard before, but I don't know if it was ever associated with the Redskins.
I didn't really hear it until it got announced, and but it was all jokes about it, and it was the commie joke.
Guy, good buddy of mine and his Redskins fan, grew up his entire life in Northern Virginia, and his response was, "You had 2 years to figure something out, and this is all the fuck you came up with."
Yeah,
pretty much.
You know what? Like I really loved that there was a football team out there that was called the football team. Like that cracked me up. I mean, I loved it. I'm tempted. I was tempted to buy their stuff because I think it's so funny, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of the jokey stuff where they have like go local and or professional college
Yeah.
sports team, whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
I support football team.
The Washington, exactly. well, you know, I don't have any kind of connection to any of these teams, but this is a football team, so you know.
I liked it. I thought it was a great name. They should have stuck
Me
with
too.
just Washington. Like Washington, there's Washington.
Yeah, the Washington, because it's like the European stuff, like football club. It's like football team.
Yeah, I don't. You know? Yeah, but I don't like that. I'm okay with it for this one team because it's
FT.
not the Atlanta team. Yeah, it also cracked me up or annoyed me how close it was to being WTF, WFT.
Yeah,
could it be like Washington team of
footballers,
Washington team football.
You get some much better memes out of that one, right? I mean,
yeah, they probably would have not
less offensive.
And so part of the hilarity was that they called themselves the capital F, capital T football team, and they didn't think it was very funny. Like they did that in all seriousness. They changed their name to it, and in all seriousness, it's fucking funny. You know, I mean that made it better.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, so now we have I got my first ESPN notification on my watch. It said Commanders, like so and so player, I think actually assaulted somebody, but that's real. That's what I'm talking about. And I was just kind of
like hockey or some shit. Like,
yeah. And also, Ryan, you should take offense to the Commanders. Like DC being Commanders, shouldn't they be like representatives? Like not commanding people, but listening and taking advice and representing them.
I mean, I got my qualms.
Yeah, you call them commies.
I wasn't gonna like delve into it except for the funny shit and call them commies. Yeah, exactly.
All right. Have we beaten this one down enough?
Well, and that has nothing to do with Georgia State at all.
It doesn't.
No,
whatsoever at all. Twice I did it.
So we got
cheers to you.
We got some good news for a former Georgia State coach, Jesse Minter, defensive coordinator at Michigan.
You got some nuggets?
No, that wasn't not a nugget. That was actually an un-VIP thread.
Oh, Tim.
What could have been, man? We like Minter went on to. Did he go? He went from us to Baltimore to Vandy to Michigan, I think.
And I'll tell you, man, Minter's defense is the best defense we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Best defense we've ever seen. He struggled that first year, and then every year after that, which was 2 years maybe, something like that. I mean, it was fun to watch. It was really fun to watch, and just really just efficient and everything you want to see out of a defense, man. Minter is a good coach.
Is there any chance that he goes from DC at Michigan to head coach at Georgia State in a number of years?
I hope so. I don't have much else to say about that, but I really hope so.
Not saying kick Elliott out. I'm saying that Elliott does well enough to find a job elsewhere.
I mean, he keeps posting in App State. I mean, he might leave anyway.
I guess he was doing an interview. Yeah. The Coach Elliott posted some Instagram thing. You saw it, Tim, or you told me about it.
I saw it.
And because Ryan, Tim sent it to you as well. Oh, Tim, you sent it to the Patreon group. And it was some Instagram live post about him just like saying like, see ya next year, Big Rock or whatever. I guess he did some podcast. It was
very weird.
He did some podcast interview with an App State podcaster. Right. I didn't listen to it. I've got no idea what it was, but I guess it required him to go to Boone to do this thing.
I hope he was paid. I don't know.
Boone and Columbia are not that close to each other.
No.
It just so like even that it was a Instagram story is what it was. So it didn't show up on like his feed or anything, but it showed up on the story, and it was like, yeah, see you next year, and it was like a panoramic of the Rock, which is their home stadium.
Yeah,
and it was super. I mean, it felt very much like this is home, not like you're my opponent. It felt very like home.
Well, he is an alum. He did coach there. Maybe he has aspirations of going back, but yeah, he definitely neither him nor Miles ever seemed like they were GSU guys. Like they were doing their job. Like Bill Curry, I felt like was a GSU guy. Like as well or as bad as he did, I don't even want to get into all that kind of stuff. I still like I remember seeing him on campus going into Willie's or coming out of Willie's for that matter, and wearing his Georgia State polo, whatever. And then you have Coach Miles goes down to media day wearing a suit and a red tie. I'm like, just a blue tie, it's a blue tie.
A blue tie. It's not hard.
Yeah, it's not complicated, you know. And I've seen the similar types of things out of Elliott, and this whole thing with like, yeah, you're right, Ryan. It just doesn't feel like somebody who's bought in is all blue.
Yep,
he's just doing their job.
He's wearing black and gold underneath.
black and gold underoos. He's got little Yosef underoos on.
He might.
Does this story change when we beat App State this year?
Yes.
Maybe.
I mean, if we could beat them at their place for the first time ever, yeah, that'd be awesome.
Like no matter what I say about their love for, I say they because I mean our head coach and our athletic director, their love for their home, which is App State. I don't think that means that encourages them to lose. So I don't actually think losing to App State is directly correlated to their love for their home.
I never followed, I watched Georgia or whatever, but I never followed Georgia. It was just like that was like the big team in the state that I grew up in, whatever. And so I knew who Mark Richt was. I thought Mark Richt was a good guy. I understood why they fired him when they did.
Yeah.
And then he goes to Miami. I had no idea that Mark Richt had played at Miami. I had no idea. That was never about anything about his character. He was just a Georgia guy. He made commercials for Georgia and all that kind of stuff. I had no idea anything about his history. Yeah,
Ford commercials.
So obviously, I pay a lot more attention to Georgia State and Coach Elliott and Cobb and everything. So I know their past and their history. So maybe I'm just seeing more into things than is out there. But
I don't think we are. I mean, I think that's where their heart is, and you, in some way, I think it's okay. It's irritating.
It's frustrating. That's what being a Georgia State fan is: living in a constant state of
frustrated.
But here's the deal: is frustration. We are getting bigger and bigger, and we're starting to see like previous players come back and coach. And you already have said like Minner coming back would be amazing. So like we're building the bench right now, and right now we have people who are not necessarily on our bench.
Right.
We're having people who are on other people's benches, and that I think it's fine. Like I don't even hold it against them, but eventually we've got our own.
If you would have gone back when Trent Miles was after that very first season, and we went 0-12, and someone told you, your time traveler told you, in the next 6 years, you are going to go on to win 4 of 5 bowl games, or 4 of 6. 3 of 5. You're going to want to win 3 of 5 bowl games, including have a winning record against the Trash Down South, and giving them the largest loss they've ever had in their home field. How would you feel about the future of Georgia State at that point?
Wait, so we know we're going to do all that?
We understand, like as a fan, if somebody came out and told you what's going to happen, I would feel pretty awesome about it. I'd be like, sign me up. Yes, this is exactly what I want. But now we are living in that reality, and it's still not good enough for us.
Yeah.
I mean, so I would have said back then, give me whatever you're on, because it's got to be good. I mean, that 0-12 season was tough to watch those games.
Yeah, that's still the good Georgia Dome days where I didn't really remember being at those games, which I'm glad I didn't.
You weren't there. You don't even know. You might have watched from the parking lot.
I mean, so speaking of which, we didn't have a 300 level there.
We didn't.
Well, we did. We did. We just didn't have it available to us.
Yeah. Well, but we didn't. Yeah, exactly. We didn't use it. I mean, we had our everybody was in what was essentially the 100 level.
But it did look, except for that first game, and it did look cavernous in there.
Yep. So, I mean, I don't think that solves the problem. Just a throwback to the episode.
Well, so that was one of the things they were talking about with moving into Mercedes-Benz before Turner Field became available for Georgia State, was with the soccer team going in there. They're going to be able to cover up those upper level seats, so it would not look that bad. Obviously, the second level would still look rough to us,
sure,
no matter what.
It wouldn't look nearly as bad, though. I mean, they were designing that stadium to look good in a soccer environment, which is many fewer fans.
How cool would it have been to play like one season? Like if the Braves waited one more season to move, play one season inside of Mercedes-Benz, that'd been pretty badass.
It'd have been pretty cool. Yeah.
I just love having our own stadium, and
I agree.
I was the first person to be like, I don't care that we're playing in the Dome too, but I do really appreciate like having our own stadium, and even if it's mismanaged and whatever, like I love it. I love our home.
It wasn't an option. It was not an option when we said we were starting football. They had 5 things they went to the table with, and not a single one of them was having an on-campus stadium. There was no way of doing it.
Right.
What parking lot, what skyscraper are you demolishing in downtown Atlanta to put in a football stadium? It was not an option.
The closest option was Herndon, which was like, still miles off campus, and
that's the Morris Brown stadium.
Behind
I mean, it's not in use, and it would have been like ours, but it was not on campus, and it would have been like a home stadium more so than the Dome was, right? Because the Dome was being used by other people. Herndon Stadium would have been ours.
Would have been good size too, right? It's just
for us,
location wise,
it's smaller than like JMU, but.
Yeah, that would have been the Georgia State thing. Is we go ahead and we put all the money into renovating that place, and the Braves are like, "Dudes, we're taking off." We're like,
we don't have any cash."
Yeah, so I think that stadium was smaller than like Grady still, though. I mean, it's not big.
It was a good. Yeah. It looks good though. Like when you look at Google Maps images of it,
and you walk across the street, and then there's Morris Brown College, is like right there.
Yeah,
the campus is right across the street.
Right.
And then and just down the street is the Georgia Dome, and now the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So the Georgia Dome was the best option we had at the time. I don't regret it at all.
Yeah, it was great.
But obviously having what we have now is the best case scenario that could have ever happened at Georgia State.
So would you have preferred for them to raise Turner Field, give that to Carter, and build on the north side, I think it was, build our own stadium?
There's a cookie cutter 2-lane football stadium.
Charlotte.
Nope. No,
we have an Olympic quality stadium at this point. MLB quality stadium. Like we have
Hank Aaron statue. We have Hank Aaron statue. And how we actually were managed to hold on to that, because when the Braves were wanting to take it with them, like that's the biggest coup. I have a kid named Coop. The biggest coup in Georgia State, battling, is we kept the Hank Aaron statue.
Yeah, it doesn't actually make a whole lot of sense. Somebody cared a lot that stayed there.
You're not getting it. It's staying here.
Yeah. No, it was somebody says I have the key to the locks that block the. Close us in, and you guys aren't coming in here and getting this thing.
But they took a bunch of. I mean, there were like 4 other statues there that they did take.
Right.
Yeah, but you gotta if you're gonna hold on to one, that's the one you're holding on to.
Oh yeah, I mean, as an Atlanta icon,
Yeah.
Maybe we can put statues back in those places, right?
Arbuckle
up there.
Well, we move Hank out to his area, to his
stadium that we built him.
Sean Elliott, when he wins us the national championship in 2025.
No.
Well, yeah. Any coach that wins us a national championship gets a statue.
Yeah, somewhere.
Yes.
Tim, I said no first, and it was too quick. The answer
is no.
Yes. The answer is yes.
Who else would you put up there? Penny Hart?
No.
Oh no. We don't have that player that
deserves a statue.
Unfortunately, I think Donald Russell with the right coach could have been. But we didn't have the right coaching in place.
If there's anybody that deserves to have a statue at Center Park Stadium right now, it's Mark Becker.
Yes, you know what? It's not that's probably right.
He made it happen. We wouldn't have had it without him. And the success we've had from individuals outside of the program has no one's been that great. So yeah.
Yep.
All right, Ryan's yawning, so I think that means that he's going to be taking off here. We put in a good 25 minutes. We got a good 25 minutes into last call. It's good for us.
Oh my Lord.
We talked mostly about Georgia State the entire time. We didn't talk about Marvel or Star Wars or
where you went on Thursday night.
The Boba Fett episode coming out tomorrow or in 2 hours that I don't.
Oh my God! So I went upstairs today at like 5 o'clock by myself because I was like, I need to watch the new Boba Fett episode. It's Tuesday. I was just wrong. I just was like, I was so excited that I was like setting it up. I thought it was weird that nobody was trying to spoil it for me because like the last 2 weeks I've woken up and like gotten on TikTok and at like 7 a.m. people are like, spoiler alert, and I'm like,
Grogu is Yoda's son.
You, it's not allowed. Huh?
Yeah, Grogu is Yoda's son. I can't believe we found that out today.
It's so annoying. It's just like, man, guys, there has to be some kind of like limit on this. Like, you got to wait till noon or something to like lay it out. I don't know.
Taylor's got it. Ulrich John is the only Panther with a Super Bowl ring, so fuck it. Let's be the only school to build a statue for an offensive lineman.
No, I'm in. I'm in. But I mean, he wasn't a starter on that. But I'm in to build one for an offensive lineman.
Okay. Yeah, we only have a few spots, so we gotta be picky.
We need to have like an actual like just lineup set up, like offense and defense, and just like it doesn't matter how good or bad you are. Like, you know, if you are okay, we need that position.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I mean, I think one of the reasons Quad ended up so good last year was because of our offensive line. It's just really hard to like peg that onto a single person. So
I agree. All right. I'm shutting it down.
Shut it down.
Shut that shit down.
Wrap it up.
Thanks, right, for listening. We'll come back to you and talk about the next games. Who we playing, the Carolina games. We'll figure out which state, which school is in, and we'll get Ryan a map. So talk to you next week. Thanks for listening. Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
Bye.